In the modern world, power is not always measured by weapons or military bases. Sometimes real power lies hidden in files, secrets, photographs, and silent agreements. Jeffrey Epstein emerged as a symbol of this hidden power. A man with no well-known business and no public fame, yet with access so extraordinary that the world's most powerful individuals were seen at his doorstep. Epstein's story is unusual because it is not just the story of a criminal, but the story of a system that creates criminals, nurtures them, and protects them when necessary. Born in 1953 into a middle-class Jewish family in New York, Epstein was not part of the elite. His early education was ordinary, but his intelligence, command of mathematics, and deep understanding of human psychology were exceptional. These abilities led him to teach at an influential private school. But the real question is this: how does a school teacher with no capital and no powerful family connections suddenly enter the global financial world? This is the first question from which the Epstein files begin to open. In the late 1970s, Epstein stepped into the world of finance. There is no clear record of where his initial capital came from. Yet within just a few years, he was presenting himself as an advisor to billionaire investors. The names of his companies kept changing. The financial structure remained deliberately opaque, and the client list was always kept secret. This is not how ordinary investment firms operate, but it is exactly how covert operations do. During this same period, Epstein began acquiring properties that defied normal financial logic. A massive mansion in New York, a luxury residence in Palm Beach, an apartment in Paris, and a private island in the Caribbean that later became infamous as Little St. James. This island was not merely a private retreat. According to later investigations, it was a hub of criminal activity. It was here that underage girls began to appear. Victims' testimonies repeatedly revealed the same pattern. Girls from impoverished backgrounds or troubled homes, offered money under the pretense of small jobs, and then placed into an environment where refusal was no longer an option. Epstein did not present himself as just an individual, but as a gatekeeper, someone who opened doors for powerful guests. This is the point where the case stops being limited to sexual crimes and begins to take the shape of human trafficking, blackmail, and organized crime. In 2005, a police report was filed against Epstein in Florida for the first time. This was no minor complaint. There were statements from dozens of victims, medical evidence, and corroborating witnesses. Local police conducted a formal investigation and built a strong case. But as soon as the matter reached higher levels, everything changed. In 2008, Epstein was given a plea deal that raised serious questions about the American justice system. Despite grave allegations, he received only a minimal sentence, one that even allowed him to leave jail during the day. The victims were not even informed about this agreement, which itself was a clear violation of the law. This was not judicial leniency. This was protection. From this point onward, Epstein becomes more than a criminal. He becomes a symbol of state failure. The question is not what crimes he committed. The real question is who allowed him to commit them. Part 1 should end on this note, because this is the moment where the story moves beyond individual crime and enters the realm of global conspiracy, power games, and silent partnerships. To be continued.